perfect. And I did lower down my volume this time, so hopefully I'm not being overpowered by the music. But everybody, welcome back. My name is KillerMonkey375, and this is part 2 of the Doki Literature Club Plus playthrough. It is currently midnight where I am, so this should be released around 10 p.m. tomorrow, kind of around the same time that part 1 went up today. But we'll see, because what's today, the 30th? Yeah, it's about to become July 1st, so yeah, I'm excited to continue this. I'm just hoping, I don't think the scary parts happen right now, but I'm probably going to be doing another 30-minute episode. I think that's going to how I break things down with, like, fucking thumbnails that, like, show the characters, and then when it starts getting scary, I'll do the scary thumbnails, but, whatever. Okay, low game. Now, I believe where we left off, I believe where we left off, we were giving out our poems. So, okay. Hi again, Snipey. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Snipey. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature where you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sorori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. Wait, I already read this. Fuck it, I don't care. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Nisuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Nisuki found herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Nisuki plops back to her seat. Don't worry, guys. Snipey always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with his busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. So, I should probably skip. Oh my, why am I all the way back here? The fuck? Huh? Hold on. Hold on, low game. Huh? Wait a second. Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. What? Sorry guys, I just completely... Wait. What the oh my god. Okay, who should I show my poem to first? Sayori, obviously. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Snipey. I love it. I have no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm not sure. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Nasuki's. Are you sure you don't like it because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Snipey poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's just like I said before, Snipey. deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying to do things like this for other people, that's something that only real good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all, yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out to play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. You know, that makes me feel some sort of way. Like I want fucking McDonald's breakfast, dude. Just be like, McDoubles, bro. And the hotcakes. Oh. If they had 24-hour breakfast, I would definitely do that right now. Because it just made me so hungry. Fuck. Okay. Sweet. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast, even though you were late to school. It's just bad. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show me? Bro, like fucking Monica. Hi, Snipey. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better at just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Snipey. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? Could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Gary. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own, and you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying things different, or I'm sure I'll end trying. Breather. Okay. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things out a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always have to feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes, fuck. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform. Is that what you call it? Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that's the kind of style that's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poets have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say it has some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hands and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yes. Yuri. Nasuki's kind of a bitch, but she is kind of hot though. Oh, wait a second. They are definitely overage according to the creator, not because it was a disclaimer. And although I think that's cap. But anyway, Yuri's silent. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help notice that it's been several minutes. We really haven't gone anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical in new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that when they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fits to the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, hold on, sitting down, getting closer to the screen. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go wrong into writing even a simple poem. Not finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and by learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you the valuable feedback. Nasuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself or me or Nasuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, this is supposed to be a literature club? Oh, God. Ghosts under the light. Oh god, fucking cursive. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Ooh. So, streetlight and ghost. Spooky. I don't know. Fucking moron. Hold on. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, this is our first time sharing. I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Snipey. Really? I must have totally missed a point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to the ghosts. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, then Natsuki. Alright, Bias. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can... Why is this so... It's so small. Why? Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Fucking A+ fucking poem. I'm going to come. Fucking moron. I hope the one viewer I have likes this because, yeah. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everything around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, didn't you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everybody. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me from my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs either. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. He gingerly exchanged sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watched each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Aw, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Snipey did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I didn't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Snipey liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new members, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... you're just... Maybe you're just jealous that Snipey appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Snipey started showing up. Oh my god. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... that doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls run towards me, as if they noticed I was standing there. Snipey! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she couldn't get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? This meaning, the meaning should jump out to the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain her... oh my god. Ugh. Help me explain that to her, Snipey. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Snipey? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course it's gonna be me. I kind of agree with Natsuki more, because, like, you know, simple is better sometimes. Like, but she's kind of a bitch. And Yuri is, like, overly complicated, and she's... Help me! Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words that I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Yeah, everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Snipey? Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair to others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never... It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented, so why are you fighting? Because, well, also, Nasuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as the others. Big and beautiful. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Nasuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. I whispered to Monica. So she nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, but I can't organize things. I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing to me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that means Sayori's amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get hurt. Fuck. I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes the two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. She's a genuine person, really. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I can get the chance to talk to her a little more. Bro, I'm simping. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna save. Why is it free 20? I don't want to know. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Excuse me. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Snivy, how about you? Yeah, I say the same. It was nice. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about kinds of poems like everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Snipey, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It surely has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Aw, sweet. Sayori, about what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Nasuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Snipey, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, just to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. I'm an intellectual, vibrant, music, fireworks, fun. Trying to do something like music related. Tears, kawaii, prayer, disarray, summer, secretive, agonizing. Big words. Romance. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I did not press A twice. God, I really just need to take a breather there. A lot of talking. This game though is pretty good. It's like I've always seen the you know, the playthroughs. Like I know what happens at the end. I've never paid attention to the dialogue, and I'm like reading it out loud to an audience of one person, possibly more on YouTube. It's nice actually. Hopefully people get this far in the video. Where are we now? Okay, another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi Snipey! Yo, Sayori! Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always said simple things with you anyway. Actually, I'm probably gonna save just in case something happens with my stream or something. But I guess it's always the simplest things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really, I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and oh my god. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill out of the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you wouldn't have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry or want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leads to one option. What? I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It's just something in my book. Yuri, tell Snipey to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Did I didn't mean that. I get too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak with your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you can think that. You're right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. Still coming for you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys what she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't even have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Whap! Guy! Ow. What was... a cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution? Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly claps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot just over one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite out of her own cookie. Your looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Oh, jeez. I get it, I get it. Cookie's still in hand. Natsuki reaches out to nudge Sayori off of her. Well, Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mm-hmm. Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori... Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the clubroom. Ugh. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't heard either. It's a bit unusual. It's kind of sussy, if you know what I mean. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Hey, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances... I hate that word. Quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music at a well, Monica. I don't really. I just kind of started recently. I always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Snipey. Monica smiles sweetly. My god, that face. Mwah. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I really love the chance to share once I'm ready. Let's see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escape dead. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri's back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared to the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I got a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes met for a split section. But that only makes her... Oh my god. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. It's fine. I was focused. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it, not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them, you know? I see. There's something fairly obvious that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Bro, she's simping. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? Excuse me. What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Or Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give away anything. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? And you made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Snipey? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy this kind of stories, but so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. And suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be a naive one of the letting their one... Whoa, I just butchered that. They're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm unraveling, am I? Not again, I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I don't really think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. That's the least I can do is listen. It's literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you going to say? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get to the book. I'll quickly retrieve the book that I put in my bag. Alright, is it fine I sit here, right? I'll slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. You sure about that? I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I opened the book and started the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company, as if I could feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It's like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry, Here, this should work, right? I slip my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. This is definitely getting a fanfic. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, and so instead, I use my right hand to hold the book. I guess that makes it's kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb and after it flips to her side. But holding it like this, we've huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me, as I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready to turn the page? Oh, yeah, sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over to Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you're being so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assumed that she finishes the page before me, so I turn by my own volition. Oh my god. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My phone gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a little silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second-guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment, but Snipey, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that... Well, wait, hold on. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't really know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that as kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden, huh? Yeah? Okay. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might have not enough time if we wait too long. Ah, Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? Or your fists are so tight. You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Okay. I stand up, I make a mental note where I left off in the book, then slip into my bag. You what? Do Yuri first. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Snipey, how did you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques we're practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imaginary. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine. Take your time, okay? Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri... Sorry, I thought I heard someone coming upstairs. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer her the patience to her. Fucking hell. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you never shared your writing before? Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself, and besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you... Oh god, alright. Alright. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of cutting the knife... Fucking hell. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was that symptom. The bread was hungry curiosity, the raccoon an urge. The moon of incements its phase in the flecks that much more light off of my cutting knife. The verge of some light. My god. Cursive I can read, it's just very hard. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me with its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic... conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. Or I feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault. I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own ways. I want to express the way it feels to me indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I usually force to keep myself. So I'm sometimes enjoying writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Snipey? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable, after all, if I haven't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Let's do Natsuki this time. She's gonna hate my poem though. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. Phew. Huh? Phew, what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably... Hey, what makes you... God damn it. Hey, wait, maybe there was a compliment. Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you really never struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden. Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Oh, fuck you, Natsuki. That was a little unnecessary. But figure it this way, if it weren't for me, she'd probably be just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not afraid. That's not why I'm not friends with her. Fucking hell. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Damn, fuck you, Sayori. I mean, fuck you, Natsuki. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I had to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter, it can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes? As long as they are not hurting anyone and it makes them happy, I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. That's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about these things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. She gets trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. She feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it sounds like she's learned a lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it. Let's do Monica next. Hi again, Snipey. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Alright, great job, Snipey. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. Really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go from something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That's why it always counts when I put some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked today, or I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nonsense. That's not how you, whatever. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like this way it turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, and blue, and endless. Cacophony, a meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating water forms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. Endless poem, meaningless. Load me. Huh. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote lines. To wrote the lines like short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult situation. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Okay. You never know what you might change your mind whenever something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What are we talking about? Oh, okay. Thanks for listening. Something spooky going on. Save my game. Sayori. Ooh, I like this one, Snipey. It has some nice feeling in it. I'm glad. Still though, your tone makes it sound like you liked yesterday's poem better. I guess you caught me. Sometimes you know me a little too well for my own good. We get it, you two are fucking wait. Well, don't just try to be nice about it. If I'm doing a bad job, then I'd rather just hear it. No, I still like this one, I promise. You know, I wouldn't lie to you, Snipey. Never ever. Yeah, I guess so. What made yesterday's poem so great compared to this one, then? Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's the way I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is pretty important. That's part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? You want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Eh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep that in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Sometimes I like sad poems too. There's a little bit of both, but there's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet! Yeah, I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, This happy poem can help give Raincoat a little hug and make a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. Is it? Maybe I'm just getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Nightbeat. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger to pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in the bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and bottles all in a row. What the like, I can't go down. Oh, wait, maybe I'm not supposed to. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save today. I guess I can't go down. Holy crap, Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm used to being so cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, and you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit. Writing's like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Big words, man. Okay, everyone, we're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is it about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we have to really do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. Well, just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica... Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting these posters up, didn't you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea. I just didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori, I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until a couple days ago. This is a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud for a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And most of the people who perform, the better we will be able to... Fucking hell. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Do you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feeling that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if that takes us standing in front of the room for 2 minutes reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Suki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been really trying to get... fucking hell. I think that Sayori and Monica have been really trying hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but... looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll have to get over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expanded faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously gonna beat the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move out of the main event. On to the main event. I'm definitely stopping this video here in a couple minutes. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start to help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. Then she stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I do not understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Yeah, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden? Yuri clutches the sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called Yuri Anxiously Glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called Affirmage of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in the structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse of the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as she's been bewildered, even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. It's the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri her recognition that she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that I must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the chords. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Yuri hops out to the chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best way. It'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. This poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew. Oh my god. God, I need to stop. It's like that I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even Snipey liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It comes out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be the other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. You might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little bit more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now, who's next? Mizuki? Don't make me go before Snipey. It's not like I can compare you guys to anyway. Might as well let Snipey lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Mizuki, it's fine. I might as well go get it over with. It's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I guess I'll just have to go what I wrote today. Stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Mizuki. Yeah. I'm going. Mizuki begrudgingly, oh my god, that's a huge word, gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called, why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Mizuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting her poem, her sour attitude disappears a little bit. While she's still a little unenthused. Oh god. Her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Mizuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken out loud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Mizuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, do you feel at least prepared enough to recite a poem in front of people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be easier. I can put whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's that fucking hell. It's harder, I think. That's a surprise, Mizuki. I think it would be the other way around, actually. Hold on. It's just embarrassing, okay. Well, that's how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming, though. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice for a festival, okay? And I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite then. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. Makes me feel really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay everyone, I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we will finish planning tomorrow, then we will have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. Alright. Stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica. I'll do my best to get through it. It's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. I'll do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Snipey. You don't have to say it. Whatever, let's just go already. Ugh, okay, alright, I can't. I was just waiting for that scene to be done. I'm already at an hour and 15 minutes. Which I don't know if anyone's ever gonna watch this, but hey, you know what? Fuck it, I had fun, okay? And just double checking, did I save? I did. Okay, so this is part 2. I'm gonna be coming out with part 3 on Friday, probably. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please click that subscribe button, like, and comment. Anything is greatly appreciated. Otherwise, thank you. Have a great night.